HighVibe Conversations.
You are now listening to
HighVibe Conversations.
Hello, my name is Tawana Chamberlain, and I am your host for this new show we are calling High Vibe Conversations. We just want to talk to people about what they are doing to stay motivated, to stay positive, to remain hopeful and inspired during this time of quarantine. So, this will just be a mixer, if you will, a virtual mixer, and I'll have some of my friends come on who are professionals and people who like to stay close to the light in terms of positivity and to bring joy to people, to bring hope and inspiration. We just want to keep the conversations on a high vibe, a higher frequency, and not give way to a lot of the negativity that we hear on the news or just with things going on around the globe in general. There's so much with coronavirus and COVID 19, the global pandemic, and we are finding our ways through this new normal now. So, we just wanted to create a show where we could bring people on, like minded individuals, kindred spirits, to talk about how to remain hopeful and positive and optimistic and still productive at this time of quarantine and isolation. So we hope you enjoy the show, and we'll get started with our first guest for this first episode, this pilot episode, Miss Janelia Soul. She's an Afrobeats artist and making waves in the music industry. I can't wait for you guys to hear her story and to hear more about what she's doing to maintain high vibe energy in the midst of it all. So stay tuned and keep it locked right here to High Vibe Conversations with Tawana.
HighVibe Conversations.
And we are back with our special guest, Janelia Soul, for our premiere edition of my podcast, High Vibe Conversations. And I am just so excited. And first, I just want to tell you all a little bit about Janelia and Janelia Soul before we jump into this interview. Baltimore-based, that she is, Janelia Soul. Is Baltimore-based and Afrobeats recording artist, most recently featured in the beautifully laid out Formidable Woman magazine. So be sure that you guys check that out. And she also released a new music video earlier this year entitled I Am a Daughter of a King from her debut album, Self-Affirmation Project. Janelia Soul developed her love of music while growing up in Nigeria, learning traditional Yoruba folk songs. It led her to discovering other musical genres, such as soul and jazz. Fast forward to now, and the Baltimore, Maryland resident 7-piece band, Janelia Soul, is fusing these influences along with pop and Afrobeat into one infectious sound. Lyrically, she draws off of positive self-affirmations, something she practices in her own life on a daily basis. So I am so happy to welcome you to High Vibe Conversations because your life and the essence of who you are, Janelia Soul, speaks to the very reason why I wanted to start this podcast during this time in the first place. So let's just jump right in. How are you feeling, Miss Janelia Soul?
I'm doing good. I'm feeling good. And thank you for that wonderful introduction. That was absolutely beautiful.
Oh, my pleasure, my pleasure. So I just wanted to know, what are some things that you are doing to remain positive and productive during this time of quarantine?
It actually starts with a decision for me. I just made that decision internally and made like a conscious effort to not let it get me down, to not let it discourage me. And that decision is what has pretty much been like the foundation of everything else that I've been doing to just stay positive with this whole quarantine coronavirus issue. And after the decision, then of course my affirmations has also helped. Like you said earlier, I do my affirmations every day when I wake up first thing in the morning, and that has been tremendously helpful in staying positive.
Awesome, awesome. And now tell me this, what advice would you give to others to uplift them?
Well, actually, I posted something on social media, Instagram specifically, a couple of days ago with the hashtag quarantine affirmations. And this is pretty much my advice to myself and my advice to everyone else. I'm just going to go through it real quick.
Okay.
So my affirmations, my quarantine affirmations are, I will make good use of my time. I will not overeat or allow myself to gain weight during the quarantine. I will observe social distancing and all other quarantine regulations. I will spend quality time with my family and not stay glued to the TV or social media. I will be positive and have faith that this too shall pass. I will do a physical activity for at least 30 minutes every day. Walk, YouTube workout, dance, anything, as long as I am physically active for 30 minutes. So this is my advice to everyone, and this is my advice to myself.
I love it, and you seem so disciplined, because right now we're hearing so much about the quarantine 15. You know, everybody gaining the extra 15 pounds during this quarantine, but you sound like you have a plan in place to make sure that that doesn't happen to you and in your house. So I'm going to have to adopt that as well. I've been really trying to do my best with being conscious and mindful of the types of food I'm eating. I'm getting the opportunity to cook at home more, which is a beautiful blessing. And I just have to be really cognizant, though, of the trips I make back and forth. I might not be making trips anywhere else, but I find myself making quite a few trips back and forth to the refrigerator. So I'm going to just have to be cognizant of that. So thank you. Those are beautiful, beautiful tips. I have another question for you.
Sure.
What have you learned about yourself during this whole coronavirus crisis?
Well, so many things, but I think the biggest one for me would be that I've learned that I can take a bad situation or not so great situation and make the best of it. And specifically, I'm talking about like the new project that I decided to put out. Like I was really discouraged. I wasn't sure how to move forward because I'm a kind of person that I live on goals. I live on to-do lists, and I had like all these goals lined up, you know, for the year. I knew what I was going to be doing in January, March, February, April. Like, I had plans, and then thinking like, what am I going to do? Like, what's going to happen? Like the world is coming to an end. Like I was so discouraged. But I quickly learned about myself that I can make the best of a bad situation and make the best of every situation, and that is what I'm doing.
That's powerful. And I tell you what, a little joke about myself. I've been laughing because every year it's like a goal, a quest of mine to go find like a bomb daytimer, really, really dope planner, because I know if I like it a lot, I'll hold on to it and I'll remember to write my appointments and those types of things in it. Well, I have a really beautiful one, and do you know, I looked and the last real date that I had in there was the end of February. I have not touched my planner, and I said, wow, this is like the first time, because anyone who knows me knows I'm religiously, okay, I got to be here at this, I got to be at this networking event here, I got to be, you know, and this is the first time that I have like a whole month completely empty, and that was just a shocking reality, a shocking optic to look at, but that's just where we are right now. So quickly before we wrap up the interview, and I wish we didn't have to, because I love your energy and your answers are so awesome, but tell us what new projects are you working on right now?
Well, as I mentioned a bit earlier, I'm working on a new, I like to call it the official quarantine song.
Okay.
Titled Things to Get Better. And of course, it was inspired by this whole coronavirus epidemic or pandemic, actually. And the goal of writing the song is very simple, just to inspire hope. Just to inspire hope and let people know that everything is going to be okay, this too shall pass. And I'm hoping that my song will somehow, in some way, do this. So the song, once again, is titled Things to Get Better, and it's going to be released on the 24th of April. And I'm also doing something on social media where you can post a picture of your mask or a video with my music playing in the background with the hashtag things will get better, and I'll repost and share, and all of this in the effort to just inspire hope and get people encouraged, and just to be more positive during these really challenging times.
Right, amen. And that's what this whole podcast is about, High Vibe Conversations, how we can stay positive and inspired and uplifted right now. And I just wanted to give you a shout out and a sincere thank you for doing my intro song. And I just love how it sounds, and I love the beat, and I love your voice, so sultry and just wonderful. And I can't wait until everyone has the opportunity to hear the entire song on April 24th when you drop it, and that's the day after my birthday. So I'm just really excited about that time all the way around. Looking forward to your new music release. And can you tell us and our listeners how they can connect with you? So what's your website, your social media handles?
Okay. Everything's Janelia Soul. My website is janeliasoul.com. That's Jane like Jane, and LIASOUL. And same thing with Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter.
Okay, awesome. Well, I thank you so much for being my premier guest for High Vibe Conversations. I love you to life, and I pray that you and your family stay safe, healthy, and well during this time of quarantine and isolation. And don't worry, I will be having you back on the podcast, but I appreciate you taking your time out of your busy schedule, because I know you are a mom, a wife, an entrepreneur, a music artist, all of that, to come on to High Vibe Conversations to inspire others. So once again, we want to
having me.
You are
Thank
so
you.
welcome.
Much love right back to you.
Oh, thank you. So, guys, we were just listening to Janelia Soul. Be sure to check her out on her website and at Janelia Soul on IG to connect with her. She's an awesome person. And that will do it for the first edition and first episode of the High Vibe Conversations podcast.
High Vibe Conversations.